But what happened? What happened to allow men and women to live more separate lives and men to dominate over women? Well, at first people just hunted, but then after a while they developed the idea that by having herds of animals in extensive lands, they could count on where their meat was coming from, where their skins were coming from, and so on. And so men went further afield. Women had to stay near home because they were bound to children through breastfeeding and pregnancy. And as men accumulated herds, they became a source of wealth. Also, as people figured out the relationship between reproduction and sex, men wanted their herd lands to be inherited by their children. And therefore, the idea that you better control women so you know who your children are became much more important with private property. Communal sharing was therefore compromised, and the religions of the early herders reflected that. The earliest people worshipped female gods, partly because the trick of being able to make other people was considered a female trick. And they worshipped fertility because it brought forth other animals, because it brought forth more plants and more nuts and fruits and berries that they ate. And so that they worshipped female gods or male and female gods who were very much equal. As the economy changed to a male-dominated ownership economy, religion changed. People had nomadic herds, and the Abrahamic religions, Christianity, Judaism, and the Muslim religion developed, in which women were decidedly inferior. In the Bible, which is their Bible, the Bible of the Abrahamic male chauvinist religions, Eve, a woman, was born out of Adam's rib, big reversal to the birth story we all know about. And in the Garden of Eden, the snake tempts Adam and Eve. Eve takes a bite, gives Adam a bite, and God casts them out of paradise. And God says to Eve, "In sorrow shall thee bring forth children, and thy husband shall rule over thee." So God himself decrees male dominance and female subordination, which is carried out in the rest of the Bible as well. So women's work in the Bible was to serve men, sexually and in every other way. God dictates at one point about conquering the pagans, and he says, "The young women take for yourself. The women married with men slaughter those women and the men who went with them." So it's that you can appropriate the sexuality over women and dominate them. Well, nomadic society and herd ownership is obviously not the way we survive today, and yet the devaluation of women perseveres.